it because the government is all powerful, and that's something they don't control. I mean, for example, you know, when they shot that guy in Oakland, and they said, the cameras didn't work, and this is in the subway system, about 6 other people caught it on their cell phone cameras. You know what I'm saying? So someone would have caught the building exploding without a plane hitting it, and they wouldn't have been able to doctor it. It would have hit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? On top of that evidence, I mean, you have hundreds of eyewitnesses that a plane hit the building. Then you look at the shape of the hole. It's the exact shape of the hole that the plane hit. In other words, it has the 2 wing sections, it has the body section in the exact spot the videos show. And then I mean, there's just so many things wrong with it. They try to overlay videos on top of one another and say that the landscape is wrong. I can tell you from firsthand, from shooting in different, you know, with a wide angle lens, with a regular lens, shooting at 720 by 480 instead of 640 by 360, all these different things, that of course it's going to be different. You're shooting at a separate angle from a separate place with a separate type of camera. So the things that they try to overlay on top and say this should be there and that shouldn't be seen there is total bull. Okay, it's total bull. I can't even tell you how much bull it is. And it comes from a theory that was out there pretty much right after the attacks of holograms hitting the buildings instead of, you know, TV fakery and all this other stuff. And that woman, you know, she did some good research at first. I met her. She's out of her mind. She had like half of her hair cut up crazily, riding a bike and talking about, you know, I'm not kidding, man. And this is someone I conversed with back in 2002, thinking that some of her research was legitimate. Don't be fooled. And the main person, by the way, who's behind all this Westcam and the digital fakery and this whole thing, you know, he's a meth addict. I met him on the 4th anniversary of 9/11 when we only had Loose Change 1 done. We were working on Loose Change 2nd edition at the time. And I'm talking to this guy, you know, back and forth, and he's telling me that the videos are faked. And I'm like, well...
You're talking about Simon Shack?
No, I'm not talking about the guy that actually did the movie. I'm talking about the guy that the research is based on. I don't even want to say his name, to be honest. You'll if you type in meth addict, 9/11 truth, he's insane. He's absolutely out of his mind. He puts up YouTube videos where he's wearing masks and they're talking about the murder of Dan Wallace of We Are Change. No one murdered Dan Wallace. I happen to know what happened to him. It wasn't a murder. It wasn't foul play. I knew the kid. You know, I met him on several occasions. I'm good friends with Luke Radowski. You know, these people, this same character was down at Ground Zero this year, right? Okay? While I was handing out DVDs and trying to tell people the truth about 9/11, you want to know what he was doing? I'm going to tell you. He was wearing an Alex Jones mask, and he was with another person who was dressed up like Puff the Magic Dragon. He was in a Puff the Magic Dragon outfit. Okay, while the other lunatic is in an Alex Jones mask, screaming, ranting, and raving, has like a flag up of, you know, 9/11 truth co-opted TV fakery, and the other guy is dressed up like Puff the Magic Dragon. Now, I'm trying to have a serious movement where I've got literally hundreds of people in Investigate 9/11 shirts. We have real information, real billboards. We're handing out real DVDs. This guy is with somebody in a Puff the Magic Dragon outfit. I mean, does that sound like legitimate 9/11 truth to you?
That does sound comical.
It's worse than comical. It's damning to people like myself who are really trying to get a message out there. And people look at this guy and they say he's totally insane. And I'm like, yeah, he is. It's unfortunate he's here. Go ahead.
But what do you make though? And you don't even have to look at September Clues because you can look at BBC's original video footage. Jane Stanley, one of their own journalists, and BBC doesn't deny it. She reported the collapse of Building 7 20 minutes before it happened.
Yes, and that's in Loose Change Final Cut, and let me explain that to you, because they actually admitted after we put that movie out exactly what I thought it was, and it was what I thought it was. What happens is somebody puts out a report on a newswire, right? And then everybody picks it up. So in other words, one of the people that knew they were bringing that building down put the report that, that Building 7 had fallen down from damage too early. It went out on a newswire. Other media outlets picked it up from the newswire, and Jane Stanley did report that. And actually, the Mail reporter that's basically going to Jane Stanley and reports it first, he got interviewed by We Are Change, and he's like, I don't remember any of that. And then they show him the video of him doing it, and he's like, oh, that does seem rather bizarre, doesn't it? There should definitely be some kind of an investigation into that. But then, of course, the BBC debunked it with their little debunking fest, and they said, oh, it was out on a newswire. They didn't debunk anything. They said exactly what I had predicted had happened. And basically one of these spooks who knew what was going on absolutely put that out on a newswire, and people picked it up too early. That's what happened. The same thing happened when they killed Kennedy. It was on the front page of the foreign papers that he was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald hours beforehand. You know, so this is something. Serious? Yes, absolutely serious. Absolutely serious. Go check it out for yourself, my man. I thank you for the call, Sean. Let's go to Anonymous in Texas. Anonymous, you're on the line.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am a resident of the San Antonio outlying area, a smaller town in the region. Anyway, I'd like to report just 3 things I've seen in the area.
All right, go for it.
Or 2, something like that. Anyway, first of all, just today in the San Antonio Express newspaper, on the front page, San Antonio chosen by Air Force for Cyber Command as San Antonio as their base city.
So what, the UAV spots are going to be there? Is that what you're telling me? The Cyber Command bases are going to be in San Antonio for like new military operations? Is that what you're telling me?
The article seems to say that. It was very vague, mostly full of propaganda.
Hold over. We'll discuss that and other things. Final segment coming up at the InfoWarrior. Remember, if you miss any of the show, we got the podcast on the left-hand side of my little website, theinfowarrior.com. Final segment of the InfoWarrior before I go back to Anonymous in Texas. I just wanted to report this one. This is off the Register. Verichip shaves 3 millimeters off human RFID chips. Now, remember, the RFID chip is already the size of a grain of rice. It is 11 millimeters. It's now 8. Smaller and smaller technology to be implanted in human beings for multiple uses, mainly to enslave and control you. But they're going to make it out to be really good. Really good. Oh, cashless society control grid. I can't wait for you. All right, go ahead, Anonymous. Yes, sir.
2 other things I wish to report. Mm-hmm. I was watching the news. I don't quite remember which channel it was, which company, but anyway, in switching from commercials back to the actual news, there was a scene of natural disasters such as fires, earthquakes, thunderstorms in there, and then it flashed like a picture of 2 smiling military soldiers, and then quickly went back to the natural disaster images, and then went to the news.
Well, that's interesting. Is that subliminals? Is that an advertisement for the latest History Channel thing? I don't know. I didn't see it. I thank you for the call. I'm going to jump to Josh in Ontario. Josh, you're on the line. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Bermas. Sorry about the last cutoff. I'm basically on a cell phone and don't know when it might cut off again. But I love your work and determination, and I wanted to find out what you're working on now.
I'm working on Invisible Empire as we speak, and today I got even more videos for it, and it looks good. It's all about global government. It's about the reality of the New World Order. Who said it, what the terminology means, what its history is. It's really just going to blow the lid off of this, ooh, you're talking about New World Order, you're a tinfoil hat wearer. No, I'm going to document what the New World Order is, who's been talking about it, and where it's going. So that's my next big project. I want to release it on, I'm looking to release it on Christmas Eve for free online. We'll see what happens. I got a long way to go.
I cannot wait. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Skeeter in New York. Finish it off.
Bermas, how you doing?
Mm-hmm. Good, man.
Did you see the article today about the kid who has to get chemotherapy?
Yeah, we actually just reported on it about 20 minutes ago. We read the whole thing. Basically, they are taking away your right to decide how you're going to take care of your children and your own body. This really coincides with the FDA wanting to take Cheerios off the market, them wanting to stop organic farming. They want to control you at every single level. They want you to be on drugs, and they want you to take their therapies and their medication. No more free speech, no more freedom at all, no more Constitution and Bill of Rights. They're just going to rule this kid must get chemo. Go ahead.
And if he wants to get some sort of natural treatment, that's not an option, is it?
No, I guess it's not. I mean, they tried to fight it, and they lost. And this is something that's in an uproar. But again, it's something that's going to be in the regular populace where most people are going to be like, how could these monsters not get their kid chemo? These people are disgusting. And it will overwhelmingly go against the parents when in reality this is a free speech issue and really an issue of whether you want to go through a violent process to try to get rid of your cancer. I'm encouraging everybody to check out G. Edward Griffin's lecture from the 70s called A World Without Cancer. G. Edward Griffin, of course, the author of the creature from Jekyll Island and does an excellent lecture on the New World Order. I'm looking to get G. Edward Griffin in my new film, Invisible Empire. Folks, if you missed any of it, again, the podcast on the left-hand side of the InfoWarrior.com. Hopefully you're going to be uploading this to YouTube, Google Video, Vimeo, all the 7-Load, anything. We'll put it up on my website. Thank you all for joining me. PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.